All right, everybody. Sorry about that for a little bit of an inconvenience there. I had to get that fixed up real quick. Camera was being a little bit funky, but thank you, everybody, that's joining in tonight. Of course, tonight we're going to be talking about the current Pokemon market, and of course, we're going to do a little bit of an update on the business side of things as well. I think we're in quarter two. I think it's a good opportunity to do so. And once again, I try to keep a little bit of transparency for what we're seeing in the market and what's actually occurring when it comes down to sales. So before I get going, I see there's quite a few people in the chat. Once again, thank you guys, everybody that's joining in. We got iFOMO, as always. Thank you so much for joining in. Once again, Gibbo Slice, thank you so much for jumping in as well, along with Garen. Thank you so much for jumping in as well. Greatly appreciate to have all you guys on board. We're also going to be looking at, I found an old binder that I want to kind of go through here. A little bit of nostalgia. Nothing's really too crazy about it, but it's still kind of cool sometimes to find your childhood binder and take a look at that as well. So once again, it's just something we're going to be doing here. I'm going to talk first, then we're going to go over to binder, then we'll go through the questions that we have in the chat, just like we always do. Try and answer you guys' questions and try and work through some of the discussion points. PokeDufo exclusive, thank you so much for jumping in as well. Greatly appreciated to have you here. So today, first thing I want to talk about is Pokemon Market Update. Of course, we're going into quarter two. What are we seeing currently when it comes down to these particular items and things that are going on with Pokemon TCG? Well, overall, I think the market's still doing very strong. With the current placement of things, how well things have been performing, and overall where we are at when it comes down to the market itself and where we thought we would have been, I think that it's doing rather well. Modern seems to be still holding its own rather nicely, especially them Sword and Shield products, of course, are continuing to be ladybugs. Man, these things are a pain. Really holding well in their value. Once again, we're seeing Sword and Shield products continuing to gain value over and over and over again, which is fantastic. Alternate arts are going crazy. Like I talked about on Friday, Pogi Rev really likes to take credit for some of that, but in general, I think it's just because of the fact that a lot of them are going out of rotation. The other part of it too is tag teams became very expensive. Some people got priced out on those particular items, and I think that that's partially to do with that as well. So there's a couple things that are going on there. I think PokeRev might have just taken I don't know if I want to say an opportunity, but maybe someone pointed it out to him and he thought it was something that he did when realistically it wasn't something he did. I think in general, just alternate arts again are starting to make a move and a push up. People are feeling more secure in that Sword and Shield block, especially even myself. I'm feeling more and more secure as we get further and further in the Scarlet and Violet. And that's definitely going to be something that it definitely makes me feel better when I go and purchase an alternate art at this point in time, that the chances of me seeing a massive reprint of Brilliant Stars, Lost Origins, Astral Radiance, Silver Tempest, any of them is probably gone at this point in time. So once again, it's just one of those things that as time moves on and as things continue, I think people are feeling more secure, and we're going to see some of these alternate arts really go up in value. And in general, most of them have, for the most part. We've seen them really, really advance, and since the rotation block here on April 4th, if you take a look back, right at the beginning of April, end of March, we really did see alternate arts start making that truckward upwards and seeing that value really increase in those particular items. And it wasn't just that Umbreon V, it was all the way through all of the alternate arts. And if you can almost pull up any of the alternate arts at this point in time, and they are all doing really well. So granted, maybe PokeRev had a small piece to do with it. Maybe some of his fan base did go after it, but number one, I don't think that it was any malice on his part. I think all of us as content creators have said several times that we enjoy that V a lot better than that VMAX, at least people that have been in the hobby for a long period of time and collect cards along with actually just, trying to invest in flip cards. So I like the V better. The V has been personally my favorite. I've said that several times over the last couple of years that, beyond popular opinion on that card, it seems like the V to me is a better artwork. I think it's a lot better card. So it's not necessarily him. It's just in general that everything else is going really going up in price. And we're seeing some really good price, and that tells me that there's good stability in the market. The people are moving around. We're seeing them go to tag teams. Now they're coming back to alternate arts. I'm willing to bet we might be seeing some of these early Scarlet and Violet products potentially going up in price as well. You might be seeing some of those SIRs, some of them really sought after cards that we thought would do better than what they have. Could actually start to see some of that as well. So there could be some good things coming as long as this market continues to hold. Of course, watch the macro economy. That's going to be a big part of everything that's going on. And it's definitely going to be a big decision maker when it comes down to where we go in the future. here, our election is going to make a big difference here as well for what's going to happen to this economy. TikTok, of course, if everybody didn't know, TikTok got technically banned by the Senate today. That got voted through 60-40 through the Senate. So now TikTok is on the chopping block in 12 months. So we'll see how that plays out overall and what actually occurs with that, because not only is that going to hurt the Pokemon market, that's going to hurt the market in general. I mean, there are over 17 million people that use that for sales, small businesses, and there's a lot of money that goes through TikTok now just because of the fact that it is a very simple to use business platform, and it's going to hurt a lot of American, especially small businesses. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out as well over the next 6 to 12 months. If they don't change it, or will they change the ownership? Who knows what's going to happen on those facts. So I just want to kind of cover those things when it comes down to what's happening right now business-wise. Business has been doing really well. We've been seeing some really good increases once again with rotation. The singles or the just the bulk sales have gone up quite a bit due to the fact that people are building new battle decks, that people are really starting to evolve things to try and be more competitive. In the Scarlet and Violet era, we're selling a lot of Scarlet and Violet bulk right now, especially in the trainer department, for people to update their deck. The Fusion Strike deck is now gone, so the Mew deck, which is probably the strongest deck that I've seen since I've been back since 2019, and some people I've talked to have said the strongest deck ever, and I could see it. It definitely is a extremely strong deck, is now out of rotation, so it will no longer be in standard play. Big contenders pulling up right now. There's a Gardevoir deck, EX deck, that's doing really well, has a lot of Scarlet and Violet cards and also trainers in it, so that's a big shift when it comes down to the gameplay. Charizard EX deck is doing extremely well, and then there's a Roaring Moon deck that's doing well as well. Iron Hands deck. So there's really 4 competitive decks out there currently. I've been running a Charizard EX deck, and I'm currently running a Gengar Roaring Moon deck. So I'm running 2 different EX decks now at this point. I retired my Lugia deck, and I've gone straight to Scarlet and Violet decks because there are some Scarlet and Violet decks that are now very competitive against my Lugia deck. It was competitive against my Lugia deck and knocking it out. We're seeing that with performance too. A lot of control decks are taking over. I'm not going to get into the whole technical aspect of actually playing, because I could sit here all night and really try and break that down. But in general, we're seeing that translated in the business side, especially with the bulk sales, especially with the Scarlet and Violet packs. We're starting to see some increased sales on Scarlet and Violet packs, even on TikTok and on TCG Player. A lot of Scarlet and Violet stuff is starting to move more and more, and that's simply because of the fact that, hey, that's playable, it's becoming more competitive, and I think it's starting to get a little bit more traction too out there in the market itself. I think people are getting more interest as time moves on and as things continue to move forward. I think people are getting into it a little bit more, and I think we're going to see some good things happening in that Scarlet and Violet block. So overall, still, a majority of my sales now has shifted to TikTok, kind of like I said I probably would at the beginning of the year. About 20 to 25% of my business is still on the bulk side, so bulk sales are still there. It's definitely still moving forward really good. TikTok sales have really increased this year, and I've been really pushing that end of the Pokemon business, definitely pushing the TikTok sales. And also TCG sales are going up as well. I've been moving because of everything happening with TikTok. I've been also adjusting and maneuvering to maybe open up more on eBay again and more on TCG Player, even though I don't like selling there as much, simply because of the 13% fee. So an interesting thing on TikTok, they did increase the fees to 6%, but what I did find out about that is that I'm still getting charged 3% when I do a live sale. So if someone comes to my live and I'm selling on a live, I only get charged 3%. If it's sold through the TikTok marketplace, so they push it out and someone buys, then I get charged 6%. But still, 6%, and they're still paying for shipping, you're not doing wrong. I mean, overall, I'm still super competitive. I can be a lot cheaper on my products going through TikTok than I need to be on eBay and TCG Player, just because of the fact that they are covering the shipping. And on top, besides my shipping supplies, they aren't covering that. But the actual postage itself, they're covering that. That's part of the deal. And then on top of it, they are also only charging 6% versus 13% on TCG Player and on eBay. So that's a big advantage when it comes down to those particular sites. So overall, business has still been pretty well focused on that particular area, and definitely pushing that marketplace. but definitely starting to shift because of the situations with TikTok that we need to be looking ahead. So if you are using TikTok as a platform, I would highly suggest that it's still lucrative right now. There's still a lot of opportunities, advantages to using it. But I think in general, we've got to be definitely looking at the next year or two on where you're going to be when it comes down to the performance on these particular sites, to get back in them and make sure that you're building your rapport and building your progression in those particular areas, and making sure that you're opening up those avenues again, that you can be on the top of the search lists, especially on eBay and that, and really work on your search history or your SEOs and stuff like that to try and really grow on there and get those star ratings back and show current sales and things. So definitely something to be highly suggested right now, that if you are using TikTok as a primary platform, to start working on TCG Player and eBay, just so that in the next 6 months to a year, we can really see what's going to happen when this whole thing plays out with the TikTok ban. If it completely plays out, if it continues to go that direction, if nothing changes in the new administration, if, Trump's not going to stop it. I hate to say it, that is a competitor to Trump's online platform that he's currently selling, so it's a good thing for Trump too. So I don't see him doing anything to remove that ban, so I think it's in place. I think it's going to happen. It's just going to be a matter of how TikTok adjusts and what they do to, if they're going to do anything to maintain it or just shut down the platform. I find it really hard to believe that they're not going to find a workaround for the way that that's worded to stay in business. It's just going to be a matter of changing some code and maybe breaking some ties with some certain encoders and things like that they use, and there's probably going to be an adjustment. So overall though, market's steady, seeing really good things, seeing really good sales. Overall investments going up really well, even with a large Pokemon, Scarlet and Violet 151 booster bundles incoming. They've been selling through really quickly, and now the prices are starting to increase again on those. It's just been the same old last 2 quarters. Very, very strong, very, very steady. We're definitely seeing the normal trends. We had that slow period in January. March really boosted up as tax returns. April continuing right into that trend. People are still getting in money for their tax returns, and it's definitely showing in overall sales and performance currently in that market. So yeah, great sales, great opportunities. Everything's going really well. We're seeing some really good things right now when it comes down to that market sales. So definitely keep your eye out. Lost Origins, Brilliant Stars. I'm finally maxed out. I've got 6 cases of each. I'm done spending $1,000 every week or two to try and build that up. I'm happy with my position. I'm good. But they are still available. I don't know how long it's going to be. To me, it's crazy that, Astral Radiance made sense. And I mean, the more and more I thought about it, definitely going to be a thing that's going forward. We sit there and look at it, and it's kind of interesting. Astral Radiance sold out, came back. When you look at it, it's kind of makes sense why that happened. And that's exactly why we talk about where the reprints came. Brilliant Stars, and Lost Origins got pretty decent reprints. Astral Radiance got a small booster box reprint, but comparatively to those other 2, they did not get as large of one. And I definitely think that that's playing out, but obviously Pokemon Center found a bunch more products, so it's definitely definitely still available. Still came back. I think it's still up for sale. I looked 2 days ago and it was still up for sale for Astral Radiance and Silver Tempest. All 4 of them are still there. So I don't know if we'll see another reprint of those particular products. I would be very surprised if we did. If we were, I'd be more banking on an ETB reprint at this point. But we're past the 2-year mark even on those sets, so it's going to be really, really hard for me to see that happening. So anyways, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and hit the chat here for a little bit. And then, like I said, I do have a binder down here. I found one of my childhood binders. My mom found it cleaning out one of her closets. So we'll kind of take a look at this just for the nostalgic reasons. It's a lot of e-reader all the way through Jungle and base set. So it's kind of a cool little look through binder. There's no hollows in this one. This was just kind of my commons binder, but still nice little walk back in history. It's really fun to see these things when you can find them. But we'll jump into the chat real quick. Let me see if I got anybody new in here. Son of a Merc, thank you so much for joining in. As always, greatly appreciated to have you here. And then Mason, thank you, Mason, for jumping in as well. Mason, what'd you say here? FOMO is definitely shoveling the coals on. Yeah, it is. And that, even myself, the biggest thing is like Japanese 151. Definitely something I'm looking for. I'm still holding, kind of pumping the brakes on it to see where it's going to fall. The place that I buy other Japanese sets, so I've been buying now Crimson Haze, I've got Mask of Change, all those coming in too. I've been selling them on TikTok. Been having really good success on the openings on those, but the same place I'm buying those is now advertising Pokemon 151, $68 a booster box. So once again, the price is going down a lot. It's a little bit further. I was thinking 80. I think on one live I did say it's going to go sub 100, probably down to around 70, 80, 85. It went a lot lower than I thought too. So it really did make all these people kind of shove their stock out and push it out. So yeah. And FOMO is definitely playing a big case on it, like Mason just said. The FOMO is definitely pushing the coals into the fire, and the Pokemon furnace is still going strong. It's looking really good right now. If anything changes, of course, you'll hear it from all of us pretty quickly if we start seeing something really changing in that particular market. So definitely good things right now. Mason, let me know. I mean, you guys are on the front lines when it comes to the LCSs. I know my LCS is really busy right now when it comes to Pokemon as well. I'm just curious to know, are you still seeing some really strong playing in your neck of the woods and still seeing some really good sales product sales there? Singles are insane right now. Yeah, singles have been crazy right now. Like I said, even on TCG Player, singles sell really quick. eBay, certain singles are selling really good, especially playable. Playable just flies off the shelf. You can almost, you're almost better to set it up about 10% above everybody, because in a week it seems like everybody's chewed out below you and then they hit you and they go right past. So, let's see here. Let's go to the questions real quick, and then I'll jump back to Mason as he's putting these things up, if he puts anything else. I just like talking to Mason. He's on the front line. He's seeing it right as it's happening inside the store and what's happening, down on the ground. He's in the ground. And he's right in the trenches with it. So, Garen, question: with limited funds, where is the best place to park a majority of it? Products with Evolving Skies packs inside, Lost Origin, Brilliant Star cases, and save for... That's exactly what I just came up with too. Yeah, I definitely do agree that I think that right now those are kind of the majority ones. I'm happy with Evolving. I've got enough products with Evolving Skies, and I've got enough packs. I've got booster boxes. Basically, I was looking for those packs for sales, because if you can get them out of those like tins and stuff like that, and you can pick up those tins for $14.98 for these EV Hero tins. So these EV Power tins, I've said them 100 times. They're still showing up. I just picked up 4 more of these at Walmart today. So they are still coming to Walmart, and they have $14.98, and they have 2 packs of Evolving Skies right now. And Evolving Skies on TCG Player is selling for almost $11. I think they're over $11 a pack right now. So literally one of those tins is almost bought with an Evolving Skies pack in them. So Mason, yes, hit me up on Discord or Instagram, whatever works best for you, Mason, and we can set up a live. I'd love to sit down and talk with you. It's been a long time since we've talked shop, and I'd love to do it. So definitely hit us up. We can set up a live together for sure. I'd love to do that. That's always fun to sit down and talk with you about what's going on in the battlefields of the Pokemon TCG. Son of a Merc. Oh, finishing up on Garen's. Yes, Pokemon Japanese 151 is definitely my next big target right now. I definitely think that overall that set's going to be very, very strong, very, very good set long term. This reprint is going to flush out all those people that have been sitting at $200. To me, was way overpriced at $200. Even as much as you could still see, people had cases of stuff sitting around at $200 a booster box, and they were sitting on it thinking that they had a long-term investment. If it was going to sell, they were going to sell some down, and that was what they were playing. But now that just flushed them all out. So yeah, there's plenty of product out there coming for 151, but I definitely think it's going to get chewed up by this market quickly, and you're going to see it drop down. I don't know if you'll see it go below $68, $65. I mean, that's the lowest price I've seen. And I don't think that that's going to be a long-term hold or price. I just think that that's going to be a temporary short-term thing, and then it's going to go back up fairly quickly. But it's definitely going to take a while to get back to $200, in my opinion. It's just going to be a nice slow growth at this point. Son of a Merc. It's pretty wild. Pokemon Center hasn't sold out of Brilliant and Lost yet, with as many people as I see buying, but also means more time to pick up. Exactly. It just kind of spreads things out. It definitely spreads things out. It gives you opportunities. Like I said, if you got a little extra cash, if you're small time, go buy 1 booster box. If you're looking at a little bit bigger budgets and things like that, go ahead and jump in with a case. I mean, it's just all up to what you work for or what you want to work in your budgets. Don't stretch yourself. Take your time. It just gives you more opportunity. It is kind of crazy to me with the amount of us that are actually trying to get in on that and purchase into it, that it's definitely taking its time. It's taking its time to sell out. which tells me that they had a lot of product that they were sitting on, because we're all saying we're all going to Pokemon Center and buying it because it's by far the cheapest way to pick it up and get free shipping. So it's just really interesting to see where that's going and how long that's going to hold. But yeah, Astral Radiance selling out for a little bit is maybe a hint at how close we might be getting to the end. So definitely wouldn't be waiting thinking you've got months. I don't know if you have months to do this, but you could, but I don't think you're going to have that much time personally. Gimbo, some of the formerly out of stock sets are back on Pokemon Center. Astral and Paldea. Did that go OOS? What's that? Yeah, Astral was only gone for like 2-3 days. It wasn't gone for very long, and I know my camera's frozen right now. I apologize for that. So, here we go. It's back. I got to get a new computer. My graphics card is not handling this HD camera, or I'm going to have to back her down. But, yeah, when it comes down to selling it, Paldea was kind of weird. And I don't know what was going on with Paldea when it comes down to that. It was just kind of an interesting scenario with Paldea. So, I take that one with a grain of salt. There's no way that they're running out of Paldea. Paldea is available all over the place. And I can tell you right now from distributors, they have plenty of it. I mean, I can buy Paldea booster boxes from my distributor right now with no problem, and it would take nothing. And they're still selling for around $115 right now, pretty much everywhere. So, yeah, I don't understand the whole, why Paldea sold out, but that was only gone for like, what, a day and a half? It wasn't gone very long on Pokemon Center, so I just think someone must have not updated the stock on the website, and it got locked out for a minute. But Astro, same thing. I think they found another few cases, or probably pallets of it in the corner somewhere. So definitely something that, it's weird. Pokemon Center does that. We've seen that happen before, and then products pop back up, and they just kind of stay around. So I don't consider them sold out unless they're gone for a couple weeks, because when they're gone for a couple weeks, then they're good. Even Fusion Strike did it. It disappeared for, almost 2-3 days, and all of a sudden popped up for a week, was in stock for a week, and then sold out, and it has been back since. So, yeah, it's going to be kind of interesting to see where that all goes, but I think not as many people are focusing on Astral any longer. They're still focusing on Brilliant Stars and Fusion, or Brilliant Stars and Lost Origins. FOMO. What does the Senate want exactly? Do they want TikTok to sell to a yeah. So what the deal is that, which doesn't make sense because the company is owned by a Singapore company, but their original parent company is from China. So what they basically want TikTok to do is let their parent company sell them out to another company here in the United States. And that way they're not affiliated with a Chinese company, which to me, there's 48 or 72 apps that are commonly used in the United States that are Chinese owned. So the only reason that it comes down to is that they don't have oversight of the TikTok app. If you go on the app, people can say whatever they want, and there's really no policies that stops people from speaking their mind. Like Instagram, Facebook, all these other ones, they'll kind of block people, they'll censor, they'll always like shadow ban people so that their posts don't get out anymore. TikTok doesn't do that. So that's what they want. It's, overall, to me, it's a control issue for the U.S. government. It's a big enough app, it influences enough people that they're trying to get it to a U.S. company so that they can put U.S. control over censorship on that particular app. So, let's see, Mason, yep. Gimbo, I'm gonna go. So I gotta ask: did you buy any Japanese 151 booster boxes on the brief dip to these? I did. I actually bought some at $68. I bought a case worth at $68 a piece. It's gonna be like 70. What was it? Like $71 and some cents when I purchased them. So, yeah, overall, I did buy some. I bought a case, and I figure if it goes lower, once again, I'm going to cost dollar average at this point. That's as low as I thought it was, way lower than I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to be like 85. The fact it went under sub 70 and I could pick it up was definitely a good opportunity, so I did. If it were to go lower, I'd buy another case. I'm just going to be honest with you. If it went down another, $5, I'd buy more. Even if it goes back up to probably 75, 80, I'm going to buy it on the way up too a little bit just to try and get the best bang for my buck that I can. I don't know if it's been, so there's been mixed reports that it's been released, and then I got some reports say it's not coming out until May, beginning of May. So I don't know if the reprints actually occurred at this point. My source that I get Japanese from says that he hasn't gotten any new. The one that they were selling were the old stock. He's just selling down at $68. So he hasn't gotten the new stuff in, but he says it's coming and that he's getting new stock here in the next couple weeks. So I don't know. It's all over the place right now on 151. I think there's just as much panic in it as there is, the reprint itself. I think that its popularity, there's as much panic right now as the popularity for people buying it at these prices. So no English 151 at the moment. Yeah, I know that there's no, you don't have any English 151 Bear or Mason, or you don't know of any reprints? I haven't heard of any reprints except for these booster bundles. This was the last reprint that I had heard. A bunch of these came out, but that's all that I know of on that's come out so far on 151. I haven't heard of anything else. Son of a Merc having any luck with any particular cards lately, buying low, grading, and then selling high. Don't have to give away your secrets, of course. So I'm just trying to think, what cards have I been doing? So haven't been really pushing much into the grading side. Purchasing wise, I've been buying more of those almost what I want to call forgotten rainbow cards, just because I think rainbow cards, there's some opportunity in those futuristically. So I've been kind of collecting them if they're at a good price. I've been picking them up just to kind of add them to my collection, and then of course take a potential investment opportunity on those. Some of the little weird things that I've been kind of doing are I've been doing a couple graded coins from the Pokemon 151. So these tins here, getting a good coin out of them. So this one might have one, but it's probably not in the best condition. So yeah, so this one has one in it. But I thought this was a cool little deal, and I gotta pull out the display of these. But there's like these coins in here that were all the different energy coins. I really thought that was a cool concept that they did, and it's kind of a unique little coin for Pokemon. So I've been grading those, and I've actually had some fairly good luck selling those. So grading these, it's $15 for the grading service on these coins. Getting them back, and then I've been selling them if they get the 10s on them. I've been selling them for about $45. In 9s, they sell for about $28. So there is a good little gap right there in the 8-9. I've been having some decent sales on those particular coins. So yeah, that's one of the little plays. It's just kind of fun. Finding them not scuffed up and scratched is probably more difficult. When I switch down to the other camera here, I will do that. Let's see. So that's one of the little plays. Cards wise, you could play alternate arts if you collected alternate arts before. If you collected the alternate arts and have been collecting alternate arts, thinking the value, especially during that dip when we saw these prices drop, and even like the Celebi, really interesting. Even I talked about that even 3 months ago. $23 for that Celebi card, fantastic buy. I bought quite a few of those. I bought like 12 of them. That's one of those plays now that I'm gonna start trying to turn them, because turn half of them probably back out, because they're up to like $46 roughly for a near mint copy. So yeah, a lot of the alternate arts actually had some opportunities too, but we're just getting to the back end of those. But nothing really on the grading and selling high, then selling high. I mean, you could try your luck with some Tinas. If you had some Moonbreons and things like that, they could be there, but I don't know. I personally have been backing more and more away from grading just because of the time constraints of it, and focusing more on the sales of like packs and booster products, and then also like sleeves and all the other stuff that you kind of do on the side. Play mats, things like that are doing really well. Let's see. Son of a Merc, I'm moving in on a lot of Sword and Shield Umbreon promos as well as Japanese Arceus. Yeah, promos are really, really good. Movie promos are really good as well. So yeah, there's a lot of different opportunities. There's a lot of different places that you can go and find things right now. The market's really strong. We're seeing some really good things. So in general, I mean, there's a lot of market opportunities right now, and with a little bit of research, doing a quick, what do I got for a single? I find a lot of these singles available. Are they graded? What are the graded, last graded, sold for on eBay? And sometimes if there are some of those little backdoor things that people aren't necessarily, they aren't the hype and FOMO things, the right up front stuff, there's definitely opportunities on those to do well. Not the trainers, but specifically the Arceus ones. Okay. iFOMO for me, what sells is Lugia and Charizards. They sell fast. They do. Yep. Any, once again, any kind of Charizard, any kind of Lugia, especially the new Lugias, do extremely well. iFOMO, my bra is not selling at all. Okay. Mason, well, both, but I asked Southern Hobby today. So Southern Hobby is sold out of 151. Yeah, and I haven't seen 151 available on any of my distributor stuff either. It's just not available. So yeah, I'm guessing that they're pretty well sold down at distributor right now. But Walmart and Target still have a ton of it. So I don't know. I think that a lot of that stuff went to like what's it called? MJ Holding, and that still seems to be holding a lot because they've been rolling out ETBs pretty consistently right now. My Walmarts all have ETBs. I can go right now to Walmart and pick up 151 ETBs all day long. Senator Merc, yeah, those coins are pretty neat. They are. They're a really cool little coin. How rare are the 10s? They're pretty difficult comparatively to the 9s because trying to keep these clean was trying to find these unscuffed is really difficult. And I'm going to switch screens here because it's frozen again anyways. So I was going to switch down here, but these coins are the ones that I'm talking about. So if you get these, so there's these ones here. They make them in all the different type of energies. They're definitely a really cool little coin that I thought was cool from 151, and these have been grading really well. If you really watch them, this one here, you can see it's got scratches all around it, which is the more difficult part, is not getting the scratches on all of the foil on top of them. But if you can get a clean one that doesn't have the scratches on it, you get it into a case real quick or inside of a sleeve really quick and then get them. I've had really good luck getting 10s, probably 50-50 on 10s and 9s because they always seem to find maybe something on them. So that's one of the things. If you guys have a question, I was just going to go down Nostalgic Road here. Like I said, I did get my binder here. So this is all mine. They were from Commons. These are just common cards, but they're kind of lined up by whatever. They weren't even lined up right, but it's just kind of cool sometimes looking at some of these nostalgic cards in here, and they're not taken care of at all. But there are like multiples too. A lot of fun. So like here, there's Jungle Pikachus, but they're not like they're okay condition, but they're definitely not like near mint or anything like that. Some of them are faded. This one's got fading on the edges, so it's just really fun to sometimes go back and just see. These are all non-hollow. I checked. So yeah, the Light Jolteon, definitely a really cool card. I always liked the Lieutenant Surge's Pikachu. I thought that was always a really cool artwork. And then I got a couple e-readers. So you've got like this one here, which is really nice. Just trying to see which light's giving me problems. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of just going down memory lane. Like I said, it's kind of fun finding some of these older ones like that. Did I go? No, I did not. I ended up having a tournament and some other things going on this weekend, so I did not make it to any of the card shows. I've been meaning to get to them, but it's just been really busy on that front. So, yeah, got the old Voltorb. Well, like I said, it's just kind of cool. This one's all wavy, so it must have got wet at some point in time. But the cool thing is the energies are actually something that's really cool to me, because a lot of these have like the stamps on the corner of them. So you get like these stamped energies, and actually some of these stamped energies are going in pretty good in price as well. So Son of Merc, I'm having pretty good luck selling bundles of old commons, uncommons within the same set. Yeah, and I could see that. So if I were to go through and find like all the Neo ones here, or Neo Destiny, you got some Gym Challenge. So we've got like the Blaine's Growlithe and that kind of stuff. You could definitely probably put those together with no problem and sell them out. I mean, you got the two different Cyndaquils down on the bottom here. So problem is that I do just enjoy these. So there's another gym challenge with the Blaine's Growlithe. So just kind of fun though. I mean, just going down and taking a look. There's some base sets, Shadow, unlimited. So Vulpix unlimited right there. So yeah, no, it's just To me, it's just kind of cool looking at some of the old artwork. And then, like I said, these were my binder. My mom found these and then put them in here, or just gave them to me. She found it. So here's some old Charmeleons. And as you can see, they're not necessarily, this one's all faded around the edges. I mean, so got the Charmander, same thing. Must have been out in the sun, you know, top edge is all whited out. So you got some whitening on them. So, no, like I said, it's just fun. Fun seeing all these old cards. No particular order. They're not in, like, you know, correct order or anything like that. Xatu, Abra. So, probably one of my favorite Haunter arts right there. So it's really cool seeing the old Haunter there. Got the Dark Kadabra from Rocket. It's always between that and the Sabrinas. I always like the Sabrina's Haunter, but I really do like this cartoony Haunter right there from the E-Series from Expedition. But classic Haunter. So it's just kind of, it's cool. It's cool when you find these old binders. This is another one cool. Dark Haunter. Got Ghastly. Here you go. Got some old Brock cards. E-Series are always cool. So here is one of the hollows that did get left in here. There is a Phanpy one, but it's not in the best shape. And trust me, this binder looks... You think you put them in these binders and they're protected. These binders are not. But yeah, here's a hollow, you know, reverse hollow Phanpy. That's a really cool. It's a cool one. Yeah, Hitmontop. Here's another one. We got a Larvitar. So a couple hollows got left in here. So that's just cool seeing some of these older cards, just pull them out of here. So you got that one. So there are some hollow, you know, they're not crazy hollows, like not a base set Charizard or anything like that. But Sandshrew, got the Diglett, Eevee, Rocket's Eevee. Couple of them on the backside here. We got like the Sirfetch'd. But no, I just want to kind of show that off that we found this. Hey, Pika Pika, how are you? This was one of them I was hoping was in better condition. There was an Eevee right here. But of course, it's pretty rubbed out from it being moved so many times. But another one, really nice little Eevee here from Aquapolis. Hey Pika, yeah, we're just kind of doing a little bit of a show, relaxing, looking at some old cards here. I found one of my old binders, well, my mom found one of my old binders when she was cleaning this weekend. So I thought it was really cool just to bring it out and kind of show it off here. Togepi, there you go. Got the old E-Reader Togepi. Classic base set 2 Meowth. And Chansey. And yeah, these, funny thing is that all the energy cards are like stacked like 6 deep inside of there. These things are like maxed out. Yeah, with the clock tower. Which one's got the clock tower in it? Classic Jungle Eevee. So yeah, we got the classic Jungle Eevee inside of here. Oh, yeah, this one. Yeah, the Aquapolis one. It's got the clock tower in the back. Yep. Really cool. Couple more. Couple hollows still sitting in here. So you got the Goldeen and the Meryl. Cresselia. There you go. The cool Squirtle. But yeah, like I said, just fun. It's cool seeing the artwork. Wartortle. Base set 2 Squirtle. And if I go in here, there's probably just Trying to look. That's a 2. That's a 2. So there's a base set. There's one base set in there. It's a little bit of whitening, but overall, not too bad a condition on those. Lee Squirtle. Yep. Yeah, that's who it is. I knew someone had that Squirtle, that dark, that rocket. That's who it was. Leonhardt liked that Squirtle. Bunch of grass energy, leaf energy. Looking through. Oh, there's no. I don't think there's any Bulbasaur or anything in here. Got a Oddish. Oh, there's an Ivysaur. So I did have an Ivysaur and a Bayleaf, so I got a base set Ivysaur sitting there. That's really cool. Bayleaf. Yep, there's the Bulbasaur. Thought I had him. So yeah, got the old base set Bulbasaur. Lots of memories more than anything on these. It's freaking Caterpie, and this one's just packed. Look and see if there's anything else. It's a couple more e-readers. Another Ivysaur. The unknowns. There's a hollow unknown. So the unknown A. So there's a couple hollows here and there. But this one's, of course, got a big old crease on the top corner there. As I said, none of them were taken care of properly in today's standards, but when I put these in this binder, trust me, I had no idea that there was going to be any value to these things. Rocket's Hideout. I always thought that was a cool one with the Gengar sitting down there, the old Rocket's Hideout. Let's see. Let me get caught up here for 1 second. So we got iFOMO. Did you watch Pikadet Shoot's interview with Gem Mint, Charlie, and Leonhardt? I just started to listen to it when I was driving, and then I never did get too far. I didn't get too far into it, but I was definitely going to sit down and finish listening to it. Pika Pika, was it good? I didn't get very far to find out. Son of a Merc, a lot of the Umbreon cards still have the clock tower up to the Moonbryon. Just cool lore they kept up with. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I kind of forgot about the clock tower in the Aquapolis Eevee, but yeah, you're right. It's been there for quite a while. Just one of them things. I guess you don't pay attention to it too much, but the lore of it's kind of cool. Kind of goes back to where the other ones come from. So apparently tried to sell some of these, but probably at the garage sale when my mom was having one. I think she put some of these out, but yeah, got some cool little trainers. Super removals. Like I said, none of the hollows are in great shape. I kind of looked at them. Here was the Rocket's Trap. This one's a hollow, but so another cool one. Nice little hollow there. It's not in too bad a shape, but it's got almost like sun fading along this edge. So out in the sun a little bit, and be honest with you, there's not much for scratches on here, so I think I might just put it in a sleeve. Let me increase the chances of this thing. Because honestly, the hollow is really clean. Look at it and see, but I'm going to put that one in a sleeve. Give her a little extra protection inside of the binder. But, no, like I said, I just wanted to go over that. Kind of cool. Kind of cool when you find old stuff. It's worth it. It's worth putting it. If you find one, it's worth putting a sleeve on it. So, yeah. There we go. So that's what I got on that. You guys got any more questions while we're kind of chilling here? Said we're getting close to the hour, but definitely worth, if you can find one, putting a sleeve on it. So, yeah, anyways, like I said, market-wise, sounds good. Mason, I will get a hold of you, and maybe we can set up a live here yet in the next couple weeks.
be fun to sit down and talk shop with you. That's normal. It's kind of fun having Mason on here and talking about it on the LCS, especially with him since he's got quite a few. He's got 2 LCSs and he gets a lot of upfront action to see what's going on upfront in markets and his connections with LCS or with the distribution too. Yeah, it was. It's just fun bringing back memories of these things, and like I said, that's one of the things that I think a lot of people that are newer in the hobby just kind of lose touch with these kind of things. It's still based about the cards. Don't get me wrong. I like making an income on it. I like taking that income and buying more to my collection. I love putting away more of my investment stuff and continuing to grow that. And definitely giving myself that backing to be able to buy more of my collection stuff. I think that's the harder part is for a lot of people in this hobby, they have this mindset that, everybody's in it for money. Everybody's in it to make a dollar. And yeah, I am trying to make an income to, like most of us, you need to supply this habit and supply this hobby. You can't just continually take it out of your own home. It gets expensive. Even think about it. If you even want to have a little bit of fun, let's just say you want to go all crazy for most families right now, and you want to go just buy a booster box and an ETB of a particular set. You're already over, if you were to buy them at MSRP, you're over $200. If you buy them even at lower market prices, you're still talking $150 to do that for most people. And with the cost of things continuing to go up, it's not as easy as it used to be able to do that out of your budget. I mean, I used to do it more as well. Just go to the store, buy Pokemon cards. Who cared? But as prices continue to go up and as other things go up, besides Pokemon cards, the price of everything else continues to go up. It's definitely in going to reflect back on how much people are spending on this market, which is one of the things that concerns me when we get up to next presidential election. What's going to happen with the economy when we get to that point, which is always something to be considering when we're getting into that point. So yeah, once again, just want to show you guys that I enjoy Pokemon cards. I got binders and I keep finding more and more binders. It's really cool to see that kind of stuff and to try and bring it all internally so that I'm doing it all here. I'm not taking it out of the family's budget. I'm not taking money to go have fun and buy Pokemon cards. Now, if I want Pokemon cards or if I'm building battle decks or that kind of stuff, I have to sell so much stuff in order to do that. And it just makes it so it's internal workings of itself. Kind of like going to like Collecticons now. We're going to North Carolina. I'm going to Chicago. Those two are already on the books, so we've got everything already set up for that. But that all came out of my Pokemon money. I didn't have to take that out of the family account and use that for that part. It all just came out of my Pokemon money. It's from me selling. It's from me doing stuff on that kind of on that and using that towards me being able to do stuff. So, but at heart, I'm still a collector. I still enjoy collecting cards. I have tons of cards. I have tons of singles. I enjoy it. I love sealed product. I like displaying sealed product. I think that there's some really nice packaging out there. It looks really good on the shelf. So I'm a little bit of both, but overall, it has to be self-supportive. And I think that that's where a lot of people are getting in this hobby. I think that that's going to be a continued thing that people are going to continue to move to in this hobby. And it's definitely there. And the market right now is there for it. You can actually be successful at doing this. You can also do that on the investment side. All the investments are doing rather well. Everything is going up in price. Sword and Shield stuff especially is doing extremely well, and we're seeing that fortitude of it holding and gaining, and everything's going up at a real steady amount. Once again, this year I'm on track for a lot of my Pokemon investments to be hitting that 22 to 24%. If everything continues to move up, it might be even higher. This year's just doing really well in that Sword and Shield product. Comes down to reprints again for Scarlet and Violet. How well the overall performance is going to be of the portfolio is really going to depend on, are we going to start seeing base set, Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flame, Paradox Rift? Are we going to start seeing reprints of those particular sets? Because then those investments, even though Paldea Evolved has gone up to $115 a booster box from buying it at $90, it's got some value into it now, but that doesn't mean it'll hold the second we get a reprint. The reprint might push it down sub 90, which in that case would be something that I'll probably be purchasing back into again. So it's just a matter of how you leverage that money. Right now, getting a little bit slim, put a lot of money into Brilliant Stars, Lost Origins, definitely, Japanese Pokemon 151, definitely putting a lot of value into that currently to try and get ahead of that. In turn, I'm hoping that, it sells out on Pokemon Center and we see some value gain on it. It's kind of a more short-term play on that. I'm looking at the short term on that. I'm hoping that that's a year-long play to be able to take that
and then take that money and then go ahead and turn it into selling booster boxes to bring that money back to be able to have that back into the accounts again. So definitely going to be interesting to see how this all rolls out through the rest of the year. If we can hold it up all the way through to 2025, it'll be fantastic. I'm really, really hoping it will. So anybody else got any questions right now as we're getting kind of close to the end here as we're wrapping her up here right around 10. I see we got Son of a Merc. I'm just trying to keep it contained, sell some to buy more and expand. That's exactly what I'm doing. You know, same idea, just trying to keep it self-contained. I don't want to be pulling money from the family account. I want it to be all self-contained. If I want to take a trip for Pokemon stuff, it's all contained within the business. And that's exactly what my goal has been last year. I maintained it last year. This year, I'm just increasing that. And also trying to do, like I said, more trips. Get away. Last year was just kind of do what I'm doing. Don't go anywhere. I didn't go to any of the Collecticons that I wanted to. And it was strictly just break even. Make sure that it stays self-contained. Keep it all in my room or my storage facility, but basically it all stays self-contained. And then this year now it's like, okay, now I'm getting success with the TikTok side. It's giving me that extra value. I'm getting that extra income. Now, if I want to go take a trip, we're going to go to North Carolina. Cool. Just pay for the trip. Got the plane tickets. I paid for a hotel. I got the tickets for Collecticon. It's all set. Chicago, same thing. Already got the hotel room. I got the tickets all set. So my wife and I are going to be going to Chicago for sure. Looks like the kids are going with. It's only 4 hours. We're going to drive down there. We're planning on driving to that one. Just going to chill with everybody. North Carolina, my wife and I are probably driving out or flying out there together. And we're going to go chill and go hang out with people. Not selling anything. I'm not putting a booth. I didn't buy a booth. I'm just going to have fun. Just to meet people, talk, and enjoy the hobby. So I'm sure my wife appreciates it. My wife really appreciates me not taking money out of the family account, even for our fun stuff. Jacob and I go play tournaments. We buy packs at tournaments. I buy it with the business. I'm not buying these things out, so not from the family. It's all from myself. I FOMO. I buy raw, grade, and sell everything. Churn and burn. I'll take a foot off the gas and enjoy the simple things in the hobby, like the next video game. There you go. That's the fun thing about this hobby. It's definitely fun. As far as personal collecting, I'm narrowed my focus on certain Pokemon that I enjoy. Everything else can just wait to become liquid. Yep. And that's exactly it. I mean, I'm focusing on Flareon. So that's been my big focus right now. Just building my Flareon collection. But I'm trying to just get all the alternate arts. Jacob and I both like the alternate arts, SIRs. So as I can get them, I'm picking them up. I'm filling in the binders. I'm trying to make sure I got all of them in there because I am still missing the Sleepy T-Tar. I don't have a Sleepy T-Tar. I've never pulled it. I have never purchased one. Another example is the Moltres, the Galarian Moltres from Chilling Reign. I never did buy one of those. I never did pull one. I never did buy one. I've got the Zapdos and the Articuno. I do not have the Moltres. So it's all those things. Just slowly working to conglomerate, get the cards in that I want for the collections, and then once they're in here, we're good to go. Grim the Nerd, same here. Sent about 35 cards off for grading, half for me, half to sell up for some more hobby money and sealed. Yep. And that's exactly a good way to look at it. You don't need to be huge in this hobby. I think there's this misconception that you have to be this whale in the hobby in order to be successful. And I have been successful when I started with, $4,000 when I just moved it in from a different account just to try it and see how it went back in 2019. So even back in 2019 with a small account and spending about half of it to grow and buy like booster boxes and stuff, yeah, I mean, it accelerated. And I think I even like to Choose Your Path series. I'm going to throw a plug in for it just because there have been some good conversations with like Dan at Catch 'em All Collectibles, with Nick at Old School Pokemon, all of which were very, very much the same thing. Even Josh from Old School Pokemon. All of us said the exact same thing. We've all said the exact same thing. We went from it being just set up kind of a side hobby, and we always had intentions of it getting bigger and bigger, but we had like a 5 to 10 year plan laid out there, and we were going to do this in 5 to 10 years, and it kind of grow and it keep getting bigger. I'd keep building inventory, and things would continue to get up. And you find out real quick that boom, all that boom did is took everything that we were planning on 7 to 10 years and jammed it all down into like 3. So it took everything, our long-term plans, and just shortened them because the opportunities were there and we were working towards it already. And that's exactly where you can be. You can go and buy these. I mean, honestly, you can go and buy these booster bundles. They're $28 or $30, like $31 with tax.
you can go buy 4 of those, buy one every week that you want to, and continue to start building a little inventory or a little nest egg of an investment opportunity. You don't need to buy booster boxes. You don't even need to buy ETBs. You can do it with packs. If you want to, go buy Temporal Forces packs right now because they're so readily available, and put them away. The packs will be worth more money in the future too. It's just consistently has different options and different opportunities on that. So once again, it's definitely a lot of stuff that's opportunity, a lot of things that can happen. Thank you so much, Gory. Greatly appreciated. For Gory is one of my members from TikTok. Thank you so much for jumping over here, Gory. It's greatly appreciated. One of my mods for over on our TikTok. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, and also sending out the 5 gifted memberships for Northwoods TCG. Thank you so much, Gory, for doing that. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for jumping in with us tonight. Thank you so much, Gory. Greatly appreciated. But yeah, like I said, it's just kind of interesting when it comes down to where this is all going. You know what we're going to see. There's definitely different opportunities. You don't need to be big. You can be small, and you can still be successful on all this stuff. And thank you, everybody who's jumped in. I see we've got Grim the Nerd. We've got Son of a Merc, Gleechy, Garen, and iFOMO. Thank you so much for jumping in on those memberships as well. Thank you for joining in on the membership side of the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Son of a Merc, I think it's just the first barrier of it takes money to make money. But after that, you just have to use it wisely. Exactly. And that's exactly where it is. You know, sit there and definitely look at that, and definitely look at the opportunities when it comes down to it. You can spend a little money and make a little bit more money. You can spend big money and make more money. It just depends on how you spend it and use it wisely. That's always the bigger factors when it comes down to it. So, yeah, this camera here is not liking the whole TikTok thing. So, apologize if you're seeing frozen screen again. It's just my camera. I'm still here. iPhone, I already have 75 ready to grade. It can be constant. Yes, thank you so much, Gory. Thank you for stopping by. It's greatly appreciated. Welcome, FOMO Tables. Thank you so much for driving in as well. Thanks for joining the chat. Thank you, Gory, for stopping in. Oh, just looking to see who else is in here. It says we're kind of closing up for tonight. Grim the Nerd, what's this? Question, slab case or slab binder? Which one and why? I don't like slab binders. Personally, I like slab cases. I have all of mine in slab cases, the ones that I'm storing, because the bigger reason is that I guess I just like the harder protection on them when it comes down to it. The other part is that I feel that they're a little bit more hermetically sealed. So if you've got moisture and you've got these things going on around you, you can definitely not have to worry about so much of the moisture issues and things that could occur. Because even though slabs are in slabs, people have this mindset that they are sealed, and they're really not. You can still get effects from moisture and water and stuff on them, and it can definitely be a situation on that. So personally, I like cases. I buy the ones with sealed cases, and that's just where I go with it for the high end stuff. Otherwise, I really just buy those cardboard boxes. You know, I've got like the cardboard. They make the white box. I don't have any in here, but they're like the card boxes, and I just put them inside of there, and then I'll stack them up, all the ones that I'm selling and things like that. Yeah, exactly, Gory. I mean, it really just depends on how you're storing them personally. If you're in a really safe location, the slab binder might be just fine. Personally, here in Wisconsin, I have the humidity changes, the temperature changes so much that even though I have AC in the house and it's in a conditioned space, the humidity can still change. And the boxes or the cases that are sealed, they have a gasket on them. They seal up real nice, and those are a little bit more protection against that. So it's definitely just kind of up to you and how you're storing them, you know, how you want to work with it, you know, what's going in them, more vintage, more protection. That's just kind of my feelings on it. So personally, I don't have any slab binders myself. I don't use them. I just have the cardboard sleeve boxes, or the the slab boxes, and I have the slab cases. Let's see, where are you up? Really depends. Son of a Merc. The second round of 40 is vintage, but I'm not so much looking for 10s because of what they are, the mid-tier grades. Yeah. I've been seeing that too. Some of the mid-tier... The problem is I think it still comes down to the fact, and I'm going to bring that up one more time, Son of a Merc. It seems like we have a lot of people that are willing to pay money for just the plastics. It's not so much the grade anymore. They're buying the card that's in a slab. And we're seeing even some of the ones that were kind of trailing, that were a little bit further behind, are now starting to slowly gain in price. So we are seeing, like you're just saying here, you just put it up here. I was gonna say that 7 to 8 Charizard actually, and I've seen the 7 to 8 base set Charizards now unlimited going up fairly decent. They've been catching ground. And I think we're going to see that more. People are starting to move away from the number. I mean, the 10 is always going to draw a premium. Let's not kid ourselves. But I don't think we're going to see as much of that. You got to get a 10 when you grade or you're going to lose money, especially on the older cards. I think what we're starting to see is that we're starting to see it more bell curved out, where a 10 is going to be your premium, a 9 is going to be a little bit lower, 8 is going to be lower than that, and it's just going to kind of slowly roll out until you probably get to about a 5, and then 5 to 1 is probably all going to be the same price. It's just going to flatline right there, or maybe a little bit difference, but realistically, those are the ones that people will buy for a binder collection, break them out and put them into a binder or something like that, and get rid of the plastic on them at that point in time. So, yeah, that's just my feeling. I think a lot of the older ones are definitely going to have some. I see he's got the Sabrina's Gengar. I never even thought about that. All that good stuff allows someone to get into it at a decent price. Still allow room for game. Yep. So that's like, I've got a couple of the fossil, like the Gengar and the Raichu, that I've been looking at getting graded. I might send them out because even if they get like 8s, they're starting to come up in value, and I feel that in the next few months, those ones in value too will probably be fairly decent. I'll have to come check you out on Instagram there, Son of a Merc. Is your name Son of a Merc on Instagram as well, or do you have a different name? So, but yeah, I'll check you out. I know I got iFOMO. I got you on Instagram now. Okay, sounds good. I will look you up after the live here, and then I'll follow you on Instagram as well. But all right, guys, since there's 22 of you out there, make sure you guys hit the like button too on this. It definitely helps out. Hey, Professor Oak, thank you so much for putting that up. How are you doing, Professor Oak? Hopefully you've had a good week. Good week and weekend. So thank you so much for that, Professor Oak. I'll make sure, like I said, I will jump on and follow him on Instagram. I might follow you actually, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna follow this or gonna watch this tomorrow. Just wanted to pop in, say hi, and say hello. Hope you're doing well. I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much, Ernie, for dropping in. Greatly appreciated. One of our longtime channel members. No, that's perfectly fine, Professor Oak. I had you and Mason both hiding in here, so thank you so much for joining in as always tonight, guys. Greatly appreciated. And like I said, we're going to continue doing this every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It seems to work out really good. I love seeing the same people coming back. It's like you guys know that we're here and we can have a discussion. You can bring stuff up and we can talk. It's awesome. I will be talking to Mason. I'll see if I can get him on a little bit longer live here coming up. So it'll be really fun to have Mason on here. It's been a little while. I think it's almost been a year since I've had Mason on here. So it'll be really fun to get caught up with what's happening in the hobby. So definitely watch that up. And also, we're redoing the Discord a little bit too. I'm putting that out there for some of the Discord members that have been I know I've been slacking on there, but I've got my wife now working on the Discord stuff too. And we've kind of split it up between TikTok and also with the YouTube stuff. So we're kind of putting up polls and things like that, trying to get some information for where you guys like to see the channel, what you guys are information you're interested in. And then also, if you're going for TikTok stuff, we've got updated when things are coming in and time frames and stuff like that. So
couple little bonuses. We're starting to work more on the Discord to build that up, to work with the community, to give you guys opportunities to talk, have discussions, and kind of move forward in that a little bit as well. Just kind of it's a good middle ground to kind of mix everybody together and have good conversation. So once again, guys, thank you everybody for joining in tonight. It's after 10, so I'm gonna go hang out with the missus. Once again, we will be live on TikTok. If anybody just wants to come and chill and hang out, I just put it out there that we will be on TikTok 9 p.m. tomorrow, 10 p.m. on Friday, and 9 p.m. on Sunday. So we just kind of chill, relax. We open cards, we sit there and talk, and we have a good time. So if you guys like to join us there, definitely feel free to stop in and say hi and have a little bit of fun. Just have a conversation. No obligation to buy. It's just fun to have conversations in the chats, to just talk about things, and another platform. We can just have discussions. There's nothing wrong with it. So overall, thank you guys. Thank you, Summer Merc. Thank you, everybody who joined into the membership. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, all the people who have hit the like button and, of course, joined into the membership for Gory to throw out the 5 gifted memberships. That's greatly appreciated as well. And other than that, guys, we're going to call it a night, and we will see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.